Hey, Teddy K here for Best Buy Plugin, and in this video review we take a look at the TCL 55-inch 6 Series 4K Smart TV with Roku built in and a mix of price and performance that's hard to match. So this is the TCL 55-inch 6 Series, and normally when you're looking at a TV of this size in a $1,000 price range or thereabouts, you got to think there's a catch, and I certainly did when I first got it and tested it, but I'm pleasantly surprised to say that whatever caveats there are to this device, they're actually not that significant, and this is a TV that punches way above its weight. First, let's get through some of the basics. So as you can see, this is a Roku TV, and it has Roku built in, so you get a smart TV interface that actually works, and works well when you get it out of the box. And so I've always been a fan of Roku, and I've always liked it as a platform, so it was always nice to have that in there. I like also that you have some of the little things that matter, right? So I mean, for example, I have Streaming Box listed here, PlayStation, HDMI 3. You can be a little bit more specific with those if you like. In most cases, the TV will recognize what you've plugged in. In some cases, it doesn't. And then, of course, we have the antenna. And then we have, of course, some familiar apps here as well. The TV settings are embedded within the Roku platform. So anything you want to change, whether it's a picture mode or adjusting brightness, whatever it is, even audio, for example, whatever it may be, you can adjust it just through the platform here. So as Roku updates their devices and their Roku TVs, this gets updated as well. So at least you have a smart TV interface that works and can also get updated on a timely basis. That being said, I just want to go through some of the design points here. So TCL went with a brushed metal finish, very thin bezels as well. That is different than the plastic they used to use in previous designs. Those TVs did not come to Canada, but it doesn't matter. It's just worth noting because at least for the TVs that they did bring here finally, at least they're using better materials. The brush metal is nice. It's pretty neutral, so it'll fit in any decor in my view. It's also, the TV's fairly thin, it's reasonably thin, and quite light as well. So wall mounting it like I have here is going to be very, very easy to do, and you could probably use an existing mount if you've already mounted a previous TV, and most likely that TV would have been heavier, so this would be even easier to put on there. But of course, the big thing we want to know about is image quality, right? So image quality on this TV is quite good, very good, in fact, far better than I would expect for something in this price range. And so I was pleasantly surprised, and part of the reason was because I mean, I knew going in what the TV supported. Yes, there's 4K, there's HDR10 and Dolby Vision, so both of the HDR competing modes are supported for content that can play it, so it's not going to be everything. The content has to support it too. And you have 96 zones of local dimming. So there are LEDs in the back, okay, in a panel in the back here that effectively light up and dim down based on the content that's playing. So for example, if you had a really dark night scene, the LEDs where it would be like a black sky or black shadow would effectively dim or turn off so that you could get really good black levels. It works quite well in most cases, and I found it to be pretty effective when watching any movie or show where there are a lot of dark scenes. So now naturally, if you're in a bright room, you're going to get some glare because of that, but at least you're not getting too much of that gray that we used to see a lot in LCD LEDs as well. Now, it's not at the level of an OLED, okay? I just want to be very clear about that. OLEDs are still absolutely the best when it comes to contrast ratio, no question about that. But for an LED of this size, a TV like this, it's actually incredible. I mean, it's really, really, really good. There have been a couple of issues that have come up as far as the image quality goes. There were issues of vertical banding. So vertical banding would refer to, you might see smudges or weird discolorations, especially in scenes that have a lot of uniform colors. So let's say now you're watching a hockey game, obviously there's a lot of white, you might see some kind of a dark smudge. I haven't encountered too much of that at all in testing the TV, to be honest, but apparently there are some panels that have that. And unfortunately, it's one of those things, because LCDs and LED panels, the way they're manufactured, no two of them are exactly the same. Anyway, that's a longer story, which I can't get into here. But either way, the point is here is that you will see, potentially, you might see some of that vertical banding. I was more noticing a vignetting effect. So you can't really tell from the video here. I would try to show it, but essentially what happens is that the corners of the screen would be dimmer than any other part of the display. You won't notice it in most content because it's just not one of those things that's really that obvious, but it is there, and I did notice it myself. Other than that, I didn't find too much of a problem. Again, it's 55 inches, it's a 4K TV. Will you feel the advantage of having that extra resolution at a screen this size? Probably not. You probably will get more of that at a 65-inch size, but even so, there's a crispness and a quality to this TV that I think far outweighs what it costs. I just want to make a quick point that when it came to watching movies, shows, or playing video games, watching sports, typically the stuff that we tend to do on a TV all the time, this TCL 55-inch 6 Series performed really, really well. The only thing I would say is that the sound quality is very mediocre. It is not good. So using the built-in speakers of the TV, if you're going to be satisfied with that, that's I understand it's a subjective choice, but to me, it is well worth paying a little extra money and getting a sound bar or some speaker setup, maybe get a receiver, whatever it is, whatever you want as far as sound goes. You definitely want to amplify that sound and give it a boost, because the TV, frankly, the speakers are a little too tinny and not powerful enough, especially if you're filling up a bigger room. And that's my review of the TCL 55-inch 6 Series for Best Buy Plug-in. I'm Teddy K. Thanks for watching.